We are talking about paper white bulbs, my go-to to bring blooms indoors all winter long. Super easy. I guarantee if you try these, you will have success. Now what you need are some paper white bulbs. You can find these at a garden center or florist. You generally can find these in the months of November and December. They come in white blooms or yellow blooms. What I do is buy about 2 to 3 dozen of these bulbs at once. I put them in a paper bag and keep them in my refrigerator, and then just keep taking a few out every couple weeks and plant them up. You want to put them in a paper bag, not plastic or a sealed container, because they'll rot, but keep them in a paper bag in your refrigerator. So what I do is take a few of them out and then plant them up. What you need to plant them in is some kind of container, a vase, maybe a canning jar, a mason jar, something without holes. And very important, you don't need holes for this. You could even use a decorative bowl if you want, but again, no drainage holes. So you also need some rock, pebbles, stones. You can find these at your garden center or home supply store, so we can use rock, maybe marbles. We've got crushed glass, you can use that as well. So all you're going to do is pour, say, 1 inch to 1.5 inches of this crushed glass or the rocks, whatever you want, in the bottom of your container. You're going to take a bulb. In this example, we're just using 1 bulb, but if you're using that bowl, you could put plenty of bulbs in there, lots of bulbs. You can have them so that they're almost touching. So we set this in here, then we're just going to dump some more of this crushed glass on top of it. You want to cover about half the bulb, maybe 2/3 of the bulb, and then just add some water so the water is barely touching the bottom of the bulb. Now, paper whites tend to get a little bit of tall, a little bit floppy. They can just kind of get a little bit, I don't know, out of control. Here's a tip to keep them about 1/3 shorter. All you have to do is make a 5% alcohol solution. Now you can use rubbing alcohol for this, you could use vodka, you could use gin. You don't want to use beer or wine because it has too much sugar and that can lead to mold problems, bacterial problems. So what we're going to do is make this 5% solution. So in this example, we're going to use some vodka. It's 40% alcohol, and remember, we want to get to 5%, so we're going to divide that by 5. 40 divided by 5 equals 8. So what we're going to end up with is a total of 8 units. So 1 part vodka and then 7 parts water. After a week, you'll start seeing some roots growing in this. We're going to pour that plain water out, and we're going to water it with our vodka solution, our alcohol solution, just so it barely touches the bottom of the bulb. In about 3-4 weeks, you will see some flowers blooming on these, and they grow really fast. So if you've got kids, take a tape measure, yardstick, ruler, and have your kids measure and keep track of how far or how high they grow each week. Kids love that. And you know what? These make perfect gifts for teachers. They love this as well. They'll help brighten their winter up. So there you go, some tips for bringing some blooms indoors all winter long.